Tonight, sentencing arguments for the man convicted of killing Misha Pavlik. Despite being a minor at the time of the incident, the Crown is seeking an adult sentence. And Regina homeowners could see yet another large rate increase.
This is CTV News.
Good evening. Cole Davenport is on assignment. Tentative sentencing has been set for the man convicted of second-degree murder in the death of Misha Pavlik. The man was found guilty of fatally stabbing Pavlik in 2006 after a month-long trial at Court of King's Bench. The tentative sentencing hearing is scheduled for March 31st to April 2nd, 2026. The Crown is seeking an adult sentence, which will be argued in court. The man found guilty of second-degree murder in Pavlik's death cannot be named due to the Youth Criminal Justice Act, as he was under 18 years old at the time of the offense. Pavlik died at 19 years old following a fight at a high school graduation party held at a campground near Last Mountain Lake. His cause of death was found to be a stab wound to the heart. The matter will return to court next spring. Regina police have charged 2 more people in the death of a 19-year-old man earlier this month in Regina. Police were called to the 1000 block of 12th Avenue in the early morning of November the 1st, where a 19-year-old man was found dead from a gunshot wound. 20-year-old Jaden Ochu is charged with accessory after the fact to murder. He appeared in Regina Provincial Court this morning. 18-year-old Brandon Kesewatum is charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm. He will appear in court January 5th. Also charged earlier, 43-year-old Dana DeLorme, 44-year-old Trevor Whitequill, and a 17-year-old girl with accessory after the fact. A 16-year-old boy is charged with second-degree murder. Next month, Regina City Council will finalize its budget for the next 2 years. But today, we're getting our first look at what increases may be on the horizon. Donovan Mace now with a breakdown on what could mean for homeowners.
City administration is giving Regina residents a first look at the 2026 budget.
Forecasted status quo operating revenues of $636 million and expenses of $687 million. This leaves a funding gap of roughly $51 million.
And there's only one way to close it.
With property tax revenue requires a mill rate increase of 15.69%.
15.69% is the largest forecasted mill rate increase in more than a decade and more than double what council approved for 2025. It is accompanied with a utility rate hike of nearly 8%. And in total, the average Regina household could see its city expenses increase by nearly $50 a month, adding up to around $537 per year. Now, this forecast is based on what administration says is needed to keep the city's current service levels, plus priorities outlined by council over the past year.
It's hard to maintain what that impact is overall when you're doing these small little slices. So it puts a lot of pressure on the finance team to make sure that we haven't forgotten or overlooked any of these small little increases.
Acting City Manager Jim Nichols says Regina continues to battle aging infrastructure, and the tax increases are essential to address a growing deficit.
Mill rate increases in the past kept artificially low. And I think there would be some argument that perhaps they were, because politically no one wants to stand up and say we're raising your taxes, 2 or 3-fold.
But there is time for this forecast to change as council works towards less drastic increases in the future.
But the math is the math, and we have to look at what is in front of us today to find a balance between the cost of delivering the services residents expect and the affordability that residents are looking for.
Now, these numbers are only forecasts and not cemented yet. Council is scheduled to debate and approve the final budget during deliberations December 15th through the 19th. Donovan Mace, CTV News, Regina.
All right, Sabine joins us for our first look at weather, and these above seasonal temperatures continue.
Yeah, I mean, we may have started off the morning a little cooler than we would have liked, scraping our windshields possibly. But yeah, Lee, we've seen nothing but sunshine and clear conditions for much of southern Saskatchewan, as you can see behind me on the radar satellite. Could start to see some precipitation making its way into Saskatchewan, but that'll stay more into the northern parts of the province. And we will continue to see mostly sunny conditions as we inch closer to the weekend. Temperatures temperatures currently still sitting nicely above that average temperature, which is usually just below 0. 6 degrees in Moose Jaw, a little cooler into Regina, +1 right now, but even the southwest, 8 degrees in Maple Creek. Now, the average, like I said, just below 0, -2 is the average. We warmed up to 5 degrees, but we're going to continue to see these types of temperatures heading into the weekend until we start next week, and there is snow in the forecast, but I'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. Lee?
That was bound to happen sooner or later. Saskatchewan RCMP are responding to criticism from First Nation leaders about slow response times and not enough officers to deal with what they are calling an urgent public safety crisis. The Meadow Lake Tribal Council gathered yesterday to demand action to deal with violence, gangs, and drugs in First Nation communities. They want police detachments on First Nations to help control the problems. In a statement released today, Assistant Commissioner Robin McNeil said he understands the frustrations felt by communities, but says both calls for service and violent crime has risen 45% in the last 10 years, and gun offenses have tripled. He also says these social issues take a multi-agency response to address. But he said frontline officers are working to proactively reduce crime and improve response times, which can be attributed to a variety of reasons. Canada's finance minister was in Regina today discussing how the federal budget supports municipalities across Saskatchewan. Minister François-Philippe Champagne and Randy Golden, president of the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association, spoke about various topics surrounding supports for nuclear and mining projects, housing, investments towards infrastructure, along with supports for municipalities dealing with public safety. Champagne claims the budget is tailored to Regina and Saskatchewan, allowing farmers to bring their products to the market faster.
We have critical minerals, which are going to be key to power the future. We have an abundance of energy, and we have access to global markets. So I would say that when you look at the future, you understand that the federal budget is a key piece in order to make Saskatchewan, the prairies, and I would say even in particular Regina, at the center of the growth that we want to see in the country.
We are very encouraged in the budget to be recognized for the role that we play in the national building projects that are coming forward, or just in growing our country. So we were encouraged by that. Are there some nuances that we have to continue to talk? Absolutely. You heard me ask some of those questions.
The event took place at the Globe Theatre in downtown Regina, where renovations were funded a little bit by the federal government themselves. The provincial government is making it easier for cultural groups to have special weeks declared in their honor. Organizations will only have to apply once, and the week selected will be set aside annually. Wayne Mantika has the details.
There's documentation required before the provincial government declares a special week in recognition of a cultural group.
People have had to contact our office or offices to ask for proclamation of their heritage and their special, occasions to be recognized.
The process must be repeated every year, but that will change through new legislation introduced in the Saskatchewan legislature.
They will automatically be recognized every year from here on, moving forward.
Representatives from many cultural groups came to the legislative building to witness introduction of an act called From Many People's Strength. Ukrainians will be recognized every September.
And now those many threads of Ukrainian culture that have been interwoven into the cultural mosaic of our province are going to be recognized formally and every year.
October will be the month set aside annually to recognize the contributions of Islamic people.
So we are very thankful to Minister Elena Ross for inviting us, especially today, to take this meaningful step to recognize October as an Islamic Heritage Month.
People from every walk of life will be recognized.
And recognizing the contributions, again, that the over 44,000 Filipinos here in the province have made. We are your healthcare workers, your friends, your family, your business leaders and entrepreneurs.
There are over 160 cultural organizations in Saskatchewan, more than the number of weeks in a year. Some groups may have to double up, but that won't diminish the recognition granted under the new legislation. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Nominations are now open for the Regina Citizen of the Year, presented by CTV. The award is given each year to an individual who exemplifies excellence in community service. To find out how to nominate someone, guides are available on our website. The deadline to nominate is Friday, December the 5th. We'll announce the winner on New Year's Eve. Well, still ahead, Saskatchewan is well represented by the Huskies at the Vanier Cup. What it would mean to keep Saskatchewan's football success going after the break. On Saturday afternoon, the U.S. Huskies will host the University of Montreal in the Vanier Cup at Mosaic Stadium. Now, much like the school's name, the roster is truly Saskatchewan, with 16 communities represented. And as Jacob Carr reports, winning the national title in the province would be something special.
The University of Saskatchewan Huskies took to the Mosaic Stadium turf for the first time this week, beginning their penultimate preparations for the Vanier Cup. And according to the team's head coach, being back in the big game for the first time since back-to-back losses in 2021 and 2022 is a result of a solid locker room.
I think our veteran leadership, the core of the team has been there. But I think that what I saw this year is just the growth of our veteran leadership, and especially these two guys.
These two guys are fifth-year linebacker Seth Hundeby and fifth-year running back Riker Frank. The duo are among dozens of Saskatchewan-born players on the roster, and Hundeby says he cannot wait to see the atmosphere from the home crowd on Saturday.
I'm excited to see who comes out. I know, I got to show to my family. They said they're coming down for sure, and they did follow me everywhere, and that's quite a few people as well. So I gotta give a lot of support and love back to them because they're amazing.
Frank grew up playing in the Queen City before taking his talents up Highway 11. Both he and Hundeby recognize the magnitude of what winning a national championship in their home province would mean.
It is a nice full circle moment for me, getting to play my last Husky game here back in my hometown. And yeah, this is a special game for us. We've gone through a lot this season on and off the field. It's no secret. So yeah, we know there's a lot riding on this one.
I think that would mean the most, and the amount of work that like all of us guys have put in, working towards this to this moment. It would be super duper special to share that with the fellas, and it'd be long lasting memories for a lifetime.
Hundeby and Frank will look to be key contributors and leaders on Saturday against a formidable Montreal Caravan outfit. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Well, the euphoria of Sunday's Grey Cup win is starting to fade a little bit, but the memories will last a lifetime, especially Tuesday's wild parade to the Legislative Building. Now, a few fans have raised concerns over the team's behavior, which seems to be on par with other championship celebrations that we've been seeing the past 5 years. Damien Smith explains.
It's a monumental moment for Rider Nation as celebrations continue after Sunday's Grey Cup win for both fans and the team. But for some, the celebratory mood went a little too far.
How about your mother Saskatchewan Rough Riders? The offended people, most of the people I heard from had taken children or grandchildren to the event and said, these are our heroes, and I just really didn't like the way that the way that they were acting.
Head coach Corey Mace reflecting on the reception to his parade speech the following day, calling for a little slack as the team marks its first championship in 12 years.
If any of us were bad people or horrible role models 364 days of the year, then I'd say, we should do better.
The four-time Grey Cup champion says that his comments were still under, quote, parental guidance, or PG.
Personally, for me, I thought that was pretty PG, man, the way that we feel. I mean, we want to do everything for this fan base, and we cussed. Sorry, but I hope you accept our apology.
Along with the F-bomb, critics say for kids to see their players and coaches, their heroes, drinking beer and smoking cigars in a highly public setting, it didn't make the best impression. But the Riders are far from the first team and far from the worst team when it comes to parade shenanigans.
If I don't eat breakfast, I'm
I would like to take this time to apologize to absolutely no one.
That said, is a championship parade meant as an opportunity to thank the fans or for the team to fully celebrate their championship with them?
You know, I remember Tom Brady throwing the championship trophy around in the canal, and you think, things are getting, you know, is this right?
Despite any controversy, most Rider fans will be hoping for another championship parade sooner rather than later. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Still ahead, speaking of places that could get crazy at times, find out who will be crooning and craving for next year's Country Thunder Saskatchewan concert series.
Another beautiful day in the Queen City as we take a look outside through our sky cam. A shot of City Hall, I believe. Currently sitting at 1 degree. The wind's just over 5, and we actually had a pretty nice day. We warmed up to 5 degrees late this afternoon. Didn't really experience any high wind gusts. That is going to change as we start next week, but let's talk about what's to come heading into tomorrow, inching closer to the weekend. So again, as I mentioned earlier, not much for active weather. We saw a little bit of that cloud cover rolling in. We will start to see another low pressure system coming in from Alberta, but as we start this evening into tonight, continuing to see mostly clear conditions until we get into the early morning hours. That's when we'll start to see more cloud cover rolling in, because it is following a system that's going to be bringing some mixed precipitation. Now in Alberta, rain, freezing rain. By the time it gets into Saskatchewan, we're going to see it turn into snow and freezing rain. But again, staying in the north, most of central southern Saskatchewan remaining pretty clear with a little bit of cloud cover rolling in Friday night as well. So Friday, we may have a mix of sun and cloud, but by the time we get into Saturday, another clear, sunny day ahead, and temperatures continuing to be quite nice. Now, by the time we get into Saturday night into Sunday, that's where we'll start to see more cloud cover rolling in, and the snow is expected to begin in parts of Saskatchewan late Monday morning into the evening. I'll show you a little bit about what Regina can expect coming up in the 7-day forecast, but you can start to see just the beginnings of a system coming in Sunday morning into central Saskatchewan. And then for the most part, yeah, we can expect snow for southern Saskatchewan by Monday night into Tuesday. We're going to start to see that already, as we saw on the tracker for areas like La Loche. Snow tomorrow, a mix of snow and rain, 3, -2, and snow for La Ronge, -2 for Prince Albert, 3 for Lloydminster. And then we're going to continue to see those temperatures kind of close to seasonal for Saskatoon, -2, but above 0 for Yorkton, 3, 2 for North Battleford. Much warmer in Maple Creek, 10 tomorrow, 7 for Swift Current, and 7 for Weyburn, Estevan, Assiniboia, all expecting to see a mix of sun and cloud. Now, as we take a look at Regina tonight, not quite to what the average low usually is, about -12, -8 tonight. Tomorrow mainly sunny, 4 degrees is the expected high. And here's a look at what you can expect for this next 7 days. So yeah, the weekend's expecting to look quite nice. If you are heading out to the Vanier Cup on Saturday afternoon, the expected high 7 degrees, mainly sunny. By Sunday, we'll start to see the cloud cover rolling in. 5 is the expected high, mostly cloudy. By Monday, 1 is the expected high. Could see some scattered showers during the day. Into the evening, into the overnight, expect up to about 5 centimeters of snow. And then by Tuesday, -5, another 1 to 3 centimeters of snow, -7 on Wednesday. And by Thursday, mostly cloudy and -7. And again, the average daytime high usually is about -3, -4. So by Tuesday, we'll start to get colder than the daytime average.
Country Thunder Saskatchewan is set to announce their lineup for the 2026 event tonight in Regina. Troy Volhofer, the CEO of Country Thunder Music Festivals, is in town to discuss the concert series' impact on the community. That event happens at the Estelle Event Center. That starts at 6. Then a launch party will be held at the Rail Yard Saloon starting at 7, where the lineup will be revealed. The event is free to attend for all music fans. We'll have coverage on our website and on our late newscast at 11:30. The provincial government is giving $200,000 in funding to a Regina-based organization to expand grief and trauma counseling services. Caring Hearts gives a range of specialized supports to people dealing with situations like loss of a loved one to suicide. They offer counseling, support groups, healing circles, kids camp, and community support following traumatic events. Last year, they worked with more than 500 families and individuals to help them find their way through the grief of losing a loved one.
Change lives for the better.
I feel very blessed in the sense that we also get to see people find hope again, and see that glimmer come back into their eyes, and I mean, that makes it all worth it.
The province is putting $624 million towards mental health and addiction services this budget year.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
All right, welcome back. We're going to take a look at what your rural forecast is looking like heading into tomorrow. So since we do have some activity coming in from Alberta, we do have some cloud cover included with that, and that is what we're going to start to see. And some temperatures, like areas around Melfort, even down in Watrous, starting to get into the seasonal range for daytime highs, but many parts of rural Saskatchewan still seeing above seasonal temperatures. Outlook in Kindersley, mostly cloudy, 4 degrees, 2 for Lloydminster, Spiritwood, Meadow Lake, and Wynyard, and 1 for Hudson Bay. The closer to the southern border, the warmer those temperatures go. Maple Creek, mix of sun and cloud, 10, 6 for Leader and East End Cypress, 8 for Coronach, and for Lumsden, Pilot Butte, 4 degrees. While in the southeast, there, Broadview, Carlisle, 5 degrees, mostly cloudy, Kenora, 2 and mostly cloudy. If we take a closer look at Cut Knife, located about 185 kilometers west of Saskatoon, 2 degrees is the expected high, mostly cloudy with the winds up to 30. 2 degrees is the expected daytime high, but the wind chill will feel like -2.
All right, before we go, a bit of a reminder, the news at 6 will not air tonight as CTV is broadcasting the NFL Thursday night game nationally. The 7-3 Buffalo Bills will be traveling to Houston to face the 5-5 Texans. Both teams made the AFC Divisional Finals last year. Game time is around 7:15, but the pregame show does start at 6. That's why we are preempted tonight. Local news does return back to normal on Friday. And of course, you'll have your 5 morning show and late show on Friday as well. We'll leave it there for now, but stay with us. CTV National News is next.